The Joker. The first time I heard the word incel. Can I say that in the first 30 seconds? You know, there are rare occasions where we get a film that sparks controversy, rewrites the rules of what a comic book movie could be, all while giving us one of the most haunting performances in modern cinema. The discourse around this film was wild. Some people worried it could inspire violence, others dismissed it outright. But at the end of the day, Joker isn't just one of the best comic book movies of the last 20 years. It's one of the most impactful films of the decade. It's crazy to me that people often leave this off all-time great list, whether we're talking about comic book movies or movies in general. To me, this movie is a modern classic. Joaquin Phoenix's performance in this, let's start with the obvious. He's brilliant. He's disturbing, he's heartbreaking. He fully disappears into Arthur Fleck. The physicality, the awkward dance movements, the weight loss, the laugh that feels more like a seizure than comedy. It's one of the most committed performances I've ever seen in a comic book film. He didn't just play the Joker, he became him. And what I respect most is that Phoenix didn't try to copy what came before. He gave us a Joker that's completely his own.
Murray, one small thing.
Yeah.
When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker?
People always want to compare him to Heath Ledger. But honestly, it's apples to oranges. Yeah, they're both fruit, but Ledger's Joker was chaos incarnate. It's a force of nature designed to test Batman. Phoenix Joker is a tragedy. It's painful. It's an evolution of a man crushed by society. Both are brilliant, but in totally different ways. One is more seasoned crime boss. The other, not just yet. A lot of people say this movie is just a rehash of Taxi Driver and King of Comedy. And yeah, it borrows heavily from those films, but I don't care. It's different enough, and it feels like the perfect evolution of those stories when applied to the Joker character. What Joker really does is hold up a mirror to society. It forces us, as viewers, confront how badly we fail the mentally ill, the poor, and the vulnerable. It asks, what happens when you take someone already struggling and just keep kicking them down until they finally break? And you know what's so incredible to me here? This film manages to tell a Joker story without ruining who the Joker is. It preserves the mystery. This may not even be the real Joker. Arthur Fleck could just be one version of events, or even an unreliable narrator reimagining everything. The ambiguity makes this even more haunting because you leave the theater questioning what parts of Arthur's story, if any, were real. That is brilliant, because the Joker should always remain an enigma. Let's talk about some of my favorite scenes. Of course, we have to talk about the staircase scene. Arthur fully transformed into the Joker, dancing to Rock and Roll Part 2, instantly iconic. That image of him coming down those stairs has been burned into pop culture forever. The murder in his apartment that turned violent and then darkly comedic. And then that wild third act in the Murray Franklin show. Robert De Niro was solid in the few minutes he had, but what a few minutes they were. That interview scene builds and builds and builds, and when Arthur finally pulls the trigger, it's one of the craziest endings to a comic book movie ever. It's chilling, shocking, and unforgettable. Joker isn't just a comic book film. It's a psychological character study, a social critique. It's an art film disguised as a blockbuster. It took a character with one of the most mysterious background stories and gave us a haunting, tragic possible origin. And for me, that's why it sits at number 7. All right, so that's my number 7 pick. Do you think Joaquin Phoenix Joker tops Heath Ledger's? Which one do you like better? Are they even comparable? Drop in the comment section below, guys. We're this much closer to the top 5. Has your favorite movie made it yet? What do you think will be next? And remember, number 6 is coming. Drop it in the comments. Drop all the picks you may think. Drop my top 5 in the comments, what you may think is there. All right. Appreciate you guys.